Last year's hurricane season was one of the worst many of us ever experienced. And with this year's season underway, now is the time to prepare. Josh Miller, president of Rainbow Restoration, a neighborly company, joins us now to talk about tips to prepare our homes, our families, and businesses. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
First, I want to talk a little bit more about Rainbow Restoration and what you all do.
Yeah, Rainbow Restoration, we're a property damage restoration company, Janelle. So a lot of people don't ever think about the type of work we do until unfortunately they need it. So everything from fire damage, mold damage if we have it in our homes, but especially at this time of year, we think about water damage and storm damage. So Rainbow Restoration in the Tampa area helps families and businesses get back on their feet quickly and safely so that we can start enjoying our homes and businesses and get back to our normal life.
Yeah, and where exactly are you? You're in Tampa.
Yep, we are in the greater Tampa area. I think that our office is located actually just a little bit outside of Tampa, but we cover the entire area.
Great. Okay, and what steps can people take to prepare their homes and businesses ahead of a storm?
Yep. So when we think about that before the storm, a lot of us, if they're anything like me, we tend to procrastinate a little bit on things we want to get done, but we can secure loose items that are outside, number one. Move everything inside as quickly and safely as we can when we start to see or get those notices of a storm coming. It's a hurricane. If it's a thunderstorm or something that crops up a little bit quicker, it might be a little bit harder. But then make sure that on a day-to-day or a week-to-week basis, we're clearing all of our gutters and that the downspouts are draining away from the foundation of the home. If we have one, if we have a crawl space or anything like that, check to make sure if there's a sump pump that's working well. If we're going to need a generator, is the generator working well? And then the last thing that we can do just for our home at any time of year is make sure that we know where all of our important documents are. We go around and take either photos or videos of everything on the inside and outside of the home so that if we do have to file an insurance claim, that we have a record of what we had and what we own, so it's easier in the claim settlement process.
Well, let's talk about maybe some mistakes that people might make when they're preparing their home. What do you see most often and how can we avoid them?
Yeah, the biggest thing, as I mentioned just a second ago, is all of us, I think, or the majority of us, tend to wait until the last minute. We think we have more time than we do. And so that was the biggest mistake when we think about this, is just start now so that we're prepared. Another thing or another mistake people make is overlooking small repairs on our home or small repairs around. So we want to check to make sure that if there's any roof leaks, we address those when we find them. If there's any window leaks or there's any types of imperfections around the door, any way that we could have the outside weather get into the inside of the home, we want to take care of that. So addressing these things early is going to help us to make sure that we minimize damage to our home or business. The other thing is to we want to think about having supplies on hand earlier. So we might have a go bag if we have to evacuate due to a hurricane. Do we have 3 days of water and or food or medicine? Think about our pets, but really the biggest mistake people make is just waiting too long and not thinking thoroughly about what it is they're going to do if they unfortunately have to face a storm.
Yeah, well, I'm sure in your business you have seen it all. So what advice do you have for families out there to create an effective emergency plan?
Yeah, that's another great question, Shell. That's the thing, is just to create a plan and then walk through it as a family and then make sure that everyone in the family or that's living in the home understands what the plan is, how we're going to evacuate, or if we're going to stay in our home, what does that look like? Who's doing what? Where are the supplies at? The other part I would say is part of that plan is to make sure that we check in or that we have people outside of the area that we tell them, hey, we're going to check in with you at this time, or this is how you can get a hold of us, or this is where we're going to evacuate to if we do that. Because if communication systems go down in the area due to a storm or a hurricane, it might be harder to get a hold of us in the area. So make sure we communicate that plan to our friends or loved ones outside of the area of where we're going to be so that they don't worry about it as much.
Okay, can we talk about what role your company plays when it comes to helping our community prepare for a storm?
Yeah, Rainbow provides both educational services, talking with individuals like you and things like this, as well as rapid recovery services. So the first thing from an educational perspective, we are happy to work especially with businesses to create a disaster emergency response plan, like a ERP. If something happens to your business, what are the documents that you need to get your business back up and running? How are we going to get power turned back on to your business? What are your employees going to do? How do we keep them safe? And the same thing even with homeowners. Not quite as big of an emergency response planning on the homeowner side is one family involved, but we provide those educational resources free of charge even before things happen. We'd love to come out and talk with people in the Tampa area. But then even after that, the rapid response recovery services. So after storms hit, our teams are ready 24/7 to come out and start to mitigate the damage and help you return to your home or business safely and promptly so that you can get back to life.
All right, Josh. Well, thank you so much for talking with us. Great tips.
Thank you very much for having me. Have a great day.
You too. To connect with them and learn more, just go to rainbowrestores.com. The site is listed right there on your screen.